Today we're on the Central Coast. We're in San Luis Obispo enjoying the beautiful weather. We're at C.L. Smith Elementary School, and today we're here to Well, today we're at C.L. Smith Elementary School with Sophia. She is a 6th grade student here at C.L. Smith and ready for a very difficult problem. You are ready, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a pen in hand? How about if you choose a number between 20 and 90?
35.
35. Excellent. That is the number today. We're going to turn 35 and we're going to do fractions, decimals, and percents. Okay, so 35, if you scored a 35 on a test, okay, would that be a very high mark or a low mark?
A low mark.
It would be a low mark, right? Especially if it was out of 100, right? I mean, if it was 35 out of 35, it'd be an awesome grade, right? Okay, but we'll work out of 100 today, okay? So if I wanted to turn 35 into a fraction, like I wanted 35 out of 100, how would I write that? So 35 out of 100, written now 35 hundredths as a fraction. How about a decimal? Now sometimes I see where people, they write decimals and they go like this, they add a 0. Or where it could be like this, or they could have 35 and put the decimal there, or 35 like that. What's the difference between all of these? How did you know that that was the correct way to write the decimal?
Well, that is the tens, and that is the
Hundredths?
and that's the thousandths.
Good, I like how you put that at the end of those.
So if you put a 0 here, that would be in the hundredths, so it would be 35,000.
Right, and that's not what we want, right?
Yeah.
Okay, what about this one?
That is 3 5/10.
Perfect, we don't want that.
No.
What about this
And
one?
that's just 35.
This is 35. So you did it perfectly the first time, right? So we have 35 out of 100, 35 hundredths. 35 hundredths written as a decimal. Now, what if I wanted 35%? How would I write that? Nicely done. Now, the only thing I would like you to do is I'd like you to take the 35 hundredths, and what I'd like you to do is simplify that fraction if you could.
Okay.
So how would you go about doing that? What's the first thing you would look for, or what are you trying to think of first?
I'm finding factors of 5.
Okay, of 35.
Of 35.
So what are the factors of 35?
I don't really know.
Well, we know one in 35, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We know what else will go into 35.
Well, 2 all the way up.
Well, 2.
All the way up to 35?
Well, we could go all the numbers up to 35, but we know 2 won't because it's not an even number, right?
Yeah.
So what will go into 35?
Odd numbers?
All of them? No, not all of them.
Prime?
We'll see. If a number ends in 5, what do we know will go into it?
5.
There you go. 5 times what?
5? Or 5?
5 times what will give you
35. 5. Sorry.
That's okay. 5 times what is getting you? So 5 times what?
7.
There you go. 7. All right. Is there anything else that will go into 35 besides 5 and 7?
No.
No, because in 4th, 5th grade, you probably learned your divisibility rules, right? We know 2 won't because it's not an even number, right? 3 won't because when you add them up. 6 won't because 2 and 3 don't go into it. So we have our factors 1, 5, 7, and 35. Out of these numbers, which one will go into 100?
I think 5 would.
Okay, so let's divide each of these by 5. And then go ahead and tell me what you get. Well, think about how many times 5 go into 10?
Oh, twice. So
Twice.
20.
And then put a 0, right? So it's 20. Right? So 7/20 is now simplified from 35 hundredths. And we know 7 is a prime number. You were talking about prime numbers before. So if we have a prime number, we know that that is now the simplified fraction. All right, Sophia, nicely done. Fractions, decimals, and percents.